I was then admitted to the psych ward, and I was there for 5 days. When I was there, it was, in a way, I had a lot of relief because I could see that other kids struggled with the same things that I did, and other things too. Many people had many different stories, but we were all interrelated in that we felt like we were alone, but obviously we weren't. So it was one of the hardest things that in my depressive state that I felt like I was the only person. My grades, the only people talking out were the ones that were getting hundreds, not the ones that were doing bad. So I felt like I was alone. One of the main reasons I want to be here talking, and I've been with you talking, is I want other kids to realize that you're not alone and that getting help is the way out of it. And you can talk to your friends, because even if they're not struggling in that subject, they're struggling in something else. They're struggling at home. One of the nurses there, on my last day, he said, I've been watching you, and I wanted to give you some thinking errors that I typed up, and I picked these out, and they really spoke from me to you, and I would like to share those. The first one is all or nothing thinking. It's when everything is black or white, all is good or bad, just victory or failure, no gray or in between, and life is a continuum. And it was very true for me, and it's still a little bit true for me, is that I could only focus on those things that were bad, and that was the black, and I couldn't see that if I was failing, I could be loved, which love was the white. I had no gray in between, that I could fail something, get help, and still be loved, all in the same thing. The next one is perfectionism, and it's, if I don't do my best, my effort is a failure. If I don't excel, I am a failure. And that spoke extremely large to me, that if I didn't have any friends, I was therefore a failure. I did not excel. If I didn't excel in that one subject, I was a failure as a core, not just that I was a failure at that one thing, as a whole person. Next one is a mental filter, and is when you're not realistic about the positives and negatives of a situation, only filtering out the positive and focusing on the negative, which goes along with all of these, in that if something bad happened, I had to look at that. Even if something great happened, if I get 100 in another class, that can't overweigh the failure that I felt. And the tyranny of the shoulds is the last one, that I should do this, I should do that, and having your life drag down a path you haven't chosen because you automatically obey these shoulds. There are certain things one should do, but eventually you independently evaluate and agree to them.
What is your message to other teenagers?
My message is that you should always realize that other people are struggling, and you need to be open to talk about your own struggles so your friends can relate back to you and talk about their struggles. By me, I wear these bracelets now that say out of the darkness, and one from Children's to say change the outcome. I have friends read them and they say, what is that about? And I can tell my little snippet, I was very depressed and I almost committed suicide, and I'm trying to relay that to other kids that we can't do that, and getting help is the best way.
And what would you tell parents?
The major thing to tell parents would be to show love to your kids at all times. Showing love doesn't necessarily mean giving gifts or going to do things with your child, although that is an amazing thing to show love. The 3 easy words to say, I love you, to show your kid that you actually love you.
Thank you so much, Luke. I appreciate you being here tonight and being part of our program. And if you'd like to find out more about the issues that we discuss in Surviving the Teens, you can go to our website at www.cincinnatichildrens.org/surviving-teens. And thank you for listening tonight to CET Connect.